Guys, welcome to Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. So right now, the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit has been deployed. I've been keeping tabs on these guys because they've had a pretty chaotic deployment going from one potential World War III event to the next. Now, again, I've been tracking them. If you recall, I did videos talking about them. They moved them up to around Russia, and then they moved them to Israel. So these guys have been preparing to get involved in World War III right and left. So they're aboard the USS Wasp. I mean, it's a split ARG, but we're going to be talking about the USS Wasp. They arrived at the port of Izmir, Turkey for a port call. I've been to Izmir. It's a shithole. But anyway, 2 Marines were on shore leave from the Wasp, and the media today, social media, was calling these guys sailors. These were Marines. These were Marines, and they were attacked by some odd 15 Turkish folks, and they were supposed to be part of some kind of group, the youth group, but these guys are like grown men. I'm going to show the video here in a moment. And again, this was in the western city of Izmir, and they put a sack over one of them's head. Check it out.
Türkiye Gençlik Birliği'yiz. Bizim Mehmetçiğimizin başına. Ümraniye'de. Geçin.
So Yankee, go home, right? I'm going to cut the audio this time, just play it while I'm talking again. I had to blur out the scene because YouTube would have took the video down, but essentially you see a Marine there being held back by some people, the guy with the mustache here and the low fade, and then the other guy with the sack over his head, and then another Marine busts in, and they start punching this Marine. So there were 2 women and 13 men that were involved in this. And you see the signs here. This is TGB, which is a Turkish youth group. Now, if you go look at CNN, they say, oh, just a small crowd assaults 2 U.S. Marines in Turkey. CNN tries to downplay it. Yeah, small crowd. I mean, they literally were taking this guy captive. But I think I have the post here. Let me get it real quick. But I thought I did. I had the real post. I don't have it apparently, but I'll read it to you what it says. So the TGB group posted on X, and they said, we put sacks on the U.S. soldiers serving on the largest attack ship of the USA, USS Wasp. It's not true. U.S. soldiers who carry the blood of our soldiers and thousands of Palestinians on their hands cannot defile our country. Every time you step into these lands, we will welcome you as you deserve. This is what that youth group posted. They literally posted that. The service members are safe. The Marines are safe. And 5 of the Marines jumped in after they saw the attack from a distance. Now, no Marines were detained by authorities. But the problem is that other groups started forming around the pier, around the port where the ship was docked. After this happened, the command shut down the port and told the Marines not to go back to the ship and to stay away from the pier because obviously they don't want some kind of freaking international incident going on. Now, the MEU commander, he cut out the libo for overnight, and for ones currently out, they had to come back at 2200. So this is going to be an overnight libo. Some of the Marines, typically when they do this, they go get hotel rooms and stuff like that. They stay out all night. And these guys, like I said, have been back and forth looking at World War III. They needed some freaking relaxed time. But I want to say this. Turkey, I've been to this place. They were not cool with Americans then. They didn't like us then. And if you recall, the Marines went over there and helped to respond to the Turkey earthquake, deadly Turkey earthquake. And this is how they repay us. We need to stop helping these people because they go put sacks over our young service members' heads, and we're sending them over there to help. help these countries that don't care. And for 40 years, NATO has been rewarding Turkey with weapons and national sovereignty. And in retaliation, they do this kind of stuff, right? And if that was not enough, now we have Turkey bids to join BRICS and push to build alliances beyond the West. Bloc set to discuss expansion at the summit in Russia in October. Turkey's been frustrated by the lack of progress in bid to join the EU. So Turkey's now going to join the anti-Western organization known as BRICS, right? A slap in the face. And we keep helping these countries. This is why every time someone talks about some other country like Ukraine, Israel, I don't even want to hear it. America, I've been to these other countries, man. They don't care. Trust me. I've been to Turkey. They don't care. They don't like us. I was in the streets of Israel whenever they had massive junk going on with Palestine back in the day. And trust me, we had an incident happen when I was overseas. I can't remember what country some shithole, and a black sailor, and there was no black people in this country. That's why I knew it was happening from a distance. They jumped him, and I told my buddies, I said, "Hey man, they're getting one of our guys. Run over there as a sailor," but I knew it was an American because he's black, and we went over there and stomped these dudes. We stomped them, and the thing is that a lot of these countries hate black people. They just do. They do. You can hear all this stuff about America's racist. That go somewhere else. Go somewhere else to see. Find out. They don't like black Americans at all. Many countries. We went stomping them guys. But going back to this video, it really saddens me because you can see the culture shift in the Marine Corps. Marines are ferocious, man. They're ferocious. Like, I don't care what anybody says, and I'm not diminishing any other military branch, but I'm telling you right now, Marines will bust your teeth down your throat. I've done it. I've seen other Marines do it. They will stomp you. I've seen Navy SEALs cower down. I've seen them cower down. But Marines, they will fight. Now, are they the smartest? Not at all. Not at all. I'm not smart, right? But if this would have been a year or two ago, these Marines would have cleaned that whole street out. 5 Marines, everybody would have had a busted lip, broken nose in that street. And you can look at and go back to, I'm going to post it from last year. And there was a Marine Corps ball. Like, these Marines went in their dress blues after the ball and got in a fight and just wiped out the whole street. I'm going to post it in the pinned comment below, so just check it out. But these Marines in Turkey were probably afraid to get in trouble by their command, to be honest with you. Because you've seen, oh boy, he's like, help. He's wanting there are Turkish police officers there, not doing anything. They're probably cheering it on. Get the Yanks. But it's saddening because we were once feared as a country. You walk around in other countries, man, and they do not mess with Americans. Now, they'll snatch you up in the middle of the street. You look at this young man right here, Daniel Penny. He's facing manslaughter charges and will go to trial next month. Why? Because some lunatic on a subway was threatening everybody, threatening to kill them. Daniel Penny used some McMap on him, and just so happens this Jordan Neely, I believe, he was strung out on drugs. He had some mental issues. He shouldn't have been allowed to be out by himself. Apparently, from what his family says, he shouldn't have been out by himself unsupervised because he had some mental issues going on. And he was threatening people. And so Daniel Penny took it upon himself, as a Marine normally would, to defend the public. And now he's facing manslaughter charges. And so that's where we're at. And then I saw this freaking post today. This is from another subway attack, self-defense situation. a guy named Jordan Williams, a former FedEx worker. He made national headlines after killing a man who attacked his girlfriend in a brawl in Brooklyn on a Brooklyn J train. He says he feels no empathy for fellow subway vigilante Daniel Penny, a former U.S. Marine, and hopes he's convicted. He's a former Marine or whatever. That's cool. This is what the guy said. He's a former Marine or whatever. That's cool. You served your country, but because you served a country, that doesn't mean you can come back in the country and attack random people in the country for no reason. You know why this gentleman is saying that? Because he read CNN headlines that Daniel Penny just attacked some dude. That's not what happened at all. Jordan Neely was threatening people, threatening to kill them. People were scared. Multiple people came at Daniel Penny's aid, but only Daniel Penny was charged because why? He was the Marine. He's a white guy. And they charged him. But time and time again, you ask, where are all the good men at? You hear that all the time. Where are all the good men at? They wind up in prison. Because good men go do it has to be done. And like these young Marines in Turkey, probably afraid to get NJP'd, court-martialed, causing an international incident, they wouldn't even defend themselves. The one Marine came in, but you saw the other one just letting himself being held back because he's probably afraid. The indoctrination has happened to our military. In the military, and all you vets can vouch for this, you have to be a fearless animal monster because that's what keeps America safe. And without that, the rest of the world are going to think we're weak. They keep tying the hands of our police. Go back to 2020. There's nothing that pisses me off when you see cops standing around while cop cars are on fire. We have migrants coming up here, illegal aliens. I shouldn't call them migrants. Illegal aliens coming up here, beating up police officers and getting out within a few hours, tying the hands of brave men. It's freaking sickening. It's sickening what's happening in this country. Because some guy they call Orange Man Bad makes some mean tweets. You know, it's ridiculous. It's a Marxist takeover. Why do you think they're importing all these aliens into this country? Because what? My guess is they'll say, hey, you know what? We'll put you guys in the military to serve this country. They have no loyalty to our flag. Oh, martial law. It'd be easy to have people that aren't loyal to the flag, to this country, to our belief system. And they're not going to care about your equity, your DEI. They're not going to care about that. And you're going to be scratching your head thinking, man, I fell for that. I fell for those things that they were telling me. I was special. I was a victim. No. You're going to be in the same cage that the rest of us are in. Anyway, let me get off here. I'm going ballistic. Guys, don't forget our blades. We only got a few of these left. The BSS 4. You need it. You need it in the streets, man. There's nothing like a blade. And I love a fixed blade because you can pull it. You don't have to flick it. But we do make this folder. We have a few of these left as well. The FSF 1. And I like a blade because they can feel it before they they can feel it before they know it. You know what I mean? Feel it before you show it. They can feel it before you show it. Anyway, guys, stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.